What is up, everyone? It's Demolition Derby for Life. I'm here going to do an aftermath video on the Pokemon car and the American flag car, guys. It's a couple days after the Derby now, and basically the cars just got unloaded, pushed to where they are right now, and basically just gonna sit here until I decide what's gonna happen. Pretty sure they probably won't get ran this year anymore. I got a couple cars, which I don't remember if I did an aftermath video on this car or not, but you basically get 3 aftermath videos if I haven't done the video on the other one. But you'll get to see this one and kind of a aftermath on it, because I don't remember if I did a video on it or not, so might as well do it now then. So I didn't do too hot. I started out strong with going with the back end, just going back and forth, and then as soon as I turned to the front, or turned my front end to the nose out, I basically, everyone cleared right over the top of me and just wrecked my stuff. And basically the front end of the frame is fine, but the motor's junk. I hate Ford crap, so I'll probably end up pulling the motor tranny, throw a different motor into it, and then run it again. But that won't be till next year. It's got a lot to do to get it back to where it needs to be, but that, like I said, can always be till next year. So I was out relatively quick. Oh well, like, that's what I gotta say. Oh well, I had fun. That's all that really matters, guys. And the girlfriend, she took 4th out of 12, guys. She did awesome. I'm so happy for how well she did. And she also came home with Best Decorated, so she got 2 trophies. She was pretty happy. She was kind of saying, "Oh, I beat you," which in turns I did build the car, so oh well. So she had a lot of fun. She wants to keep doing it, so I'm gonna keep building her cars if she wants to keep running. And then the third car that I will do an aftermath video on is the other Caprice that I built for a buddy of mine. He went and ran this in St. Peter at their fair show. This was a while ago, so I'll do a quick little video on that, and yeah. You guys ready to see? Well, here are the three culprits. We'll start on mine, then go here, then there. Don't worry about those 2 guys. Videos will be coming on both of those very soon. So, as you can see, we'll start on mine. The back end went in really nice, actually. I just did a single notch. I didn't do a double notch or nothing. She basically just folded at the first notch and then pushed straight in. Like, it packed in nice. The only thing that I don't like is the trunk lid went up. Not really much I can do about it, but I'm just gonna suck all this back down. Honestly, guys, like once we get to the front, I know for a fact I can fix it. It's just, it kind of sucks what happened. But the back end went real nice. I did probably about couple hits with it. Didn't really use it all that much. I think I hit with it 3-4 times, maybe a few more. But she went in real nice. This side did blow out, but I mean, for what happened, that's honestly not that bad. This side stayed actually pretty straight. Everything kind of rolled. This side rolled in, but that side rolled out. I got smoked in the back real good, but I still had a blast, guys. It was an awesome show. Rules could have been better, like explained, I guess, because well, you'll see here in a second. So I wasn't allowed to run any like full center rims or nothing, but I could run Weldon, small Weldon centers, which I should have maybe called and asked, but so I didn't have any other tires to use. So I have these big old honking tires on the back here. They're not rubbing, nothing like that, but these tires are just huge on it. And I think that kind of played a factor, because basically I wanted it to sit like this, but it sat like that. So that also played a factor why everyone was clearing the front on me. I mean, here's a good example. Basically it takes up everything. So I will throw some smaller tires on the back eventually. I gotta find some, and then maybe put some bigger tires on the front. Otherwise leave those on and then just weld the suspension up. But as you can see, for the most part, she's actually in pretty good shape yet. This side did get picked on a little bit. I didn't even think I got hit that much over here, but I got hit a few times, it looks like. Didn't feel nothing, so for the most part, she's pretty well off. Once I did try to run dual batteries, but once I got smoked in the front end a couple times, it was basically done and over with. My key, this thing actually might start up, but I'm not too certain she will. But as you can see, the fenders are pretty well straight, but yeah. So welding that bumper upside down was not a good idea. Not at all. But for the most part, bumper held up, kinda. But I got, basically they clipped here and then just pushed everything over. Everything, the hood got pushed, crumpled straight in. I figured the whole hood would just go like kitty wampus, but the hood just crushed in. It didn't do anything else. Kind of sucks like that all this happened, but you know what? The frame's still straight on it, and this is just all sheet metal. I know for a fact I can pull all this out and run it again, but I'm not too keen on running it anymore this year. This will be next year's little project. More than likely I will, like I said, I'll pull the motor tranny, probably try to sell the transmission if I can. Motor, we'll look at it, but I'm pretty sure she's junk. Otherwise, it's just gonna be try to fix all this. Like maybe put a whole new front clip on. But for the most part, I think she's pretty well screwed up front, other than the frame. So once I pull the frame and everything, once I pull all this out, pull the motor tranny, everything out, I can patch. I can weld where it's rotten, fix those spots, so it makes this pre-ran car a little stronger. Kind of sucks that all this didn't really go. I am gonna shorten the frame up. I'll probably just take her right back to here, just take all that off, and then weld either this bumper back on, but do it the other way around, just so that this doesn't happen again. I've tried running bumpers like upside down before. I've had it work and I have had it like not work. So I was kind of hoping that if I got clipped in the front, because I figured the frame was just gonna go up right away because with how bad it is. So I figured it would go up, but it didn't have enough spots to get clipped or whatever to bring it up. So basically this happened. It was the chance I took, and I kind of paid dearly for it. Granted, it's not good, but get around this little tiny tree. Crops are ready to come out. So basically, yeah, here's a good shot. Here's a good angle of what I'm talking about. This side's pretty well fresh yet. I'm thinking I can save the fenders. I'm pretty sure I can pull this core support, everything back out. Basically pull it up, patch that side, find a different hood, basically pull motor training, put something better into it, and run it again. I mean, if you look up front here, I mean, it has not moved. Maybe a little bit. I don't know if it's going down. I don't know, it looks kind of kitty-wampus, like it might be going down, but I think what I'll do is once I get it all out, I can take a better look at it and decide then and there if it's going to be worth fixing to run. I know it's bad, but it could not be that bad. Sorry for the dog barking, but can't help it. She's kind of a putz. So, we'll come to the woman's car. And frankly, it did very, very well. It took force, so needs a little bit of loving, but definitely pretty happy with how well it went. She did get very lucky with the back end. Girl came down the track, smoked her square in the back. It rolled in perfect, or it rolled up perfect. This side all sucked in and pushed flat. The only thing I'm kind of trying to figure out is why, like, this is tight, semi-tight, but it's starting to buckle up, and I don't like that, but that's kind of, she still has view, but we'll try to get this to get clearance here. Frame rail busted off. This frame rail here was basically junk, as you can see. I did do I did a notch and then a dimple. So this is where I did the notch, basically tore all that off. The bumper came off towards the end. She got pretty lucky, but the dimple is starting to roll up too now. The only thing that's going to be kind of a bad thing is there's nothing to tie these into these frame rails together because of the bumper falling off. I don't know if we can try to put another bumper on, or maybe just take 9-wire and tie these frame rails together, tie the 9-wire tight just so it stays together, and then hopefully if this side gets hit, this side will roll too, kinda. But this side is going at that dimple already. It's starting to go up, but as you can see how bad that frame rail is, this side's a lot better. It's starting to kink up a little bit, but for the most part, it's kind of just there. That's about it. This side packed in. This side also did pack in. Actually, this packed in, for the most part, really nice. Like I said, it would be a lot better if the bumper was still attached and it packed in with it. But for the most part, all the sheet metal, everything went right there. As you can see, she did get a little loving on this side. She got hit in the door a couple times. She did have this side out a few times, which that's fine if they pick on this side. Most of the tires didn't even get hit. I think maybe once or twice they got a couple shots on the front, but for the most part, she's okay. 9-wire did come loose, or it just, I don't know if it broke or it just, once everything sucked in, the 9-wire just came out, which I've starting to notice that the 9-wire is doing this. I know I can tighten it up again, but I gotta try to figure out how to keep it tight. Duct tape looks like it's tore, but the only thing I didn't like that she did is she used the front end of this thing constantly. Like, pretty much the entire time she was out there, she used the front end. I think she was having issues finding reverse, so she just said, screw it, I'm going forwards. Which isn't in turn then my fault, but I would have preferred her to try to use the back end a little bit more. But, I mean, can't complain. She took fourth. She came home with some money and she had fun. That's all I care about. She had fun out there. Yeah, that's a pretty good door shot. This side, she didn't use it. I thought she used a little bit more duct tape, but oh well. Cage is all in there yet. Nothing's really looked like it's shifted. I mean, you can really tell over there, like everything's kind of wrapping around that side. Doesn't look like nothing's really shifted all that much. I did notice these did get a little tighter, so I don't know if the roof is crinkling. It doesn't look like it. But motor did shift a little bit. Nothing too bad, but she did shift. Distributor cap is getting close, so that's gonna have to be making some clearance. Yeah, she's used it a little more than I would have liked, but honestly, it didn't move all that much. Bumper is starting to compress a little bit. She is straight up here yet. I think she must have started bending somewhere back here, or she's starting to go somewhere underneath here, which looks like she might be starting to go somewhere right behind the crush box. So that's something that we're gonna have to address. Try to pull the front end back down, pull the core support out, pull the fender out. She is crinkling kind of odd. Bend the hood back straight. Yeah, this side's not too bad. I think she kind of was favoring that side, but she's an easier fix than I thought. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah. Drive shaft still in it. That was one thing I was worried about. Doesn't look like it moved too much, so that should be fine. Yeah, internally she's okay yet. But yeah, motor seems to be okay. I couldn't get bolts in it, so I ended up putting those chains on to hold the motor in, which plastic the inner fender wells are plastic, so basically once we pull all this crap back out, we'll try to pull some of that inner fender stuff out. Radiator looks to be okay yet, so that might be worth salvaging. She did lose one of the hoses during the derby. I think it just slid off or popped off with so much pressure on it. But this motor lives to fight another day. But there's the couple aftermaths of the couple cars that we ran this last weekend. This video is getting a little long, so I think we'll add this car into the video too. The only thing that is not originally on this car is these tires. These tires were actually on the back of here. Those tires were on here. These tires were on there. So we did a lot of flip-flopping. the rules are a little different for these two. They're basically the same thing, but the tire rules are just way different. It kind of sucks that that happened, but it was not really stated in the rules that you could have weld-in centers for her class. But once we got there, they said you can't run weld-in centers, so we had to find something that would fit on there. So lo and behold, we took these tires, put it on there, and I had full weld-in centers, which are these, on the back of here, and they were not allowed. So small weld-in centers were, so we put those on. Probably could have found something a little different to put on the back, but that's what I had at the time. That's what I used. It kind of worked, but also it kind of hurt me, but oh well. But here is the aftermath of the Mickey Mouse car, guys. This was ran quite a while ago, probably late July, I think it was, or early August. So, how well did this car do? Well, they didn't have best decorated, if I remember him saying right. They didn't have best decorated, so basically we just painted the car for kind of no reason, but hey, it's still fun to do, to show off, for have the kids have something cool to look at. A lot of people probably cheered for the car, but hey, it happens. So, what took this car out? I think he was saying he was having issues with reverse. I don't know if this transmission's any good. I will have to dig into it. But I think he was saying he kind of got stuck in a corner and he couldn't get out, either because of reverse or I can't remember exactly what he said. But this car is in still very good shape yet. This car will be ran next year. This is my buddy's car. He will, like, I'm not gonna run it for him or nothing, just because I need the motor and stuff. This car will be ran next year. I'm actually gonna have to, basically that motor and that motor are the spare motors I have. So until these motors are out of these cars, that car won't be ran. And well, honestly, I have a few more that have good motors, so those will kind of be on the chopping block next year. So until I have these motors sitting out again, I'm kind of low on engines. But bumper is curling up. She did completely, I don't know if it's completely or what, but the bumper seems to be, honestly, actually the bumper might be all right. What happened was the bumper shocks curled up. Well, that side broke loose, but this side curled up, which is kind of odd. I don't think I've ever really seen a bumper shock do that, which honestly isn't such a horrible thing. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to cut the bumper off and then hard nose it. Yes, I know a lot of you guys told me to do it right away, but I didn't really feel like doing it. And this also saved the front frame on here. Like, if you look, the front frame has not moved at all. It didn't even buckle back here or nothing. It all happened right up here. So now that when we run this again, we'll cut the bumper shocks out, hard nose it, kind of like what we did here. We hard nosed it right there and called it good. Motor runs good. It's just the transmission that we're have to try to find some deals to, or try to figure out what's going on there. Hood's kind of crimpling actually pretty well. She's creasing here, creasing there. This is all going up. It is kicking down there. Buckling here. It's kind of going a little funky, but for the most part, it's actually in decent shape. Cage is all good. Nothing's really moved that I can tell. Door got hit. That's about it there. back end, that's where we were experimenting with. I'm sure you guys saw once I was doing that, but it's kind of going like this is just all sheet metal here. The reason why we did this is because there was absolutely no frame rails at all. There was nothing. So if we put a bumper on the back, it would have went down. So we decided to cut it off where it was good, which was basically right at the end of the humps. And I can tell you this, there is not much holding this bumper, this little bumper on. So the goal was to shorten it up, weld this on, and then just let all the sheet metal pack straight in, and then just have it flush there. Honestly, it doesn't look like it's hurting. Well, I think it could have had a little bit longer run, but like this side here is just, honestly, just kind of, I mean, it was all rotten here, so it just kind of blew apart and packed right in there. If we just keep hitting with the back, it will pack in there. So I think what we'll do is we'll try to take the skid loader, just try to push or suck that in there. It's really all that we can do. Tires are good yet. This side, a little scraping here and there, but for the most part, not really hurt all that much. But like I said, this car will run again, that one will, and that one will. So I got 3 pre-rans for next year already. Well, technically 2. This one's still my buddy, so did a little bit of wheeling and dealing. I just get the car back once it's done. He takes all his stuff and I keep my stuff, and basically we throw it in the next car. But yeah, there you go, guys. Little long video, but who doesn't like looking at a couple pre-ran cars? All GM except for that one. That hunk of junk right there. Yuck. Hate. Ugh. Yuck. Beautiful right here. Beautiful. But there you go, guys. There's a little aftermath video. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe button if you're new to this channel. Stay tuned, guys. There's going to be a bunch more aftermaths coming out. I'm very, very behind on content, but stay tuned. Thank you guys for all the support on this channel, and we'll catch you guys all in the next video.